Hello. Striker, the 25 months. Thank you. This is the classic, man. This has been a while. Alright, let's see if we can win this GAC. Alright, job's done. We got it done, folks. Now, fucking... Dude. A few years ago at this point, there were a few Paw Patrol players who thought that they were annoying me for pulling their entire board. And so they would, like, shoot me bullshit messages of, like, oh, yeah, sorry, man. I was just, you know how it is. And I would just message back, like, oh, yeah, next time for sure, next time. Like, 4 matches would pass. And then someone else from Paw Patrol will do the exact same thing, like it wasn't fucking obvious. And they kept doing it until I think they realized, dude, I'm just happy to have the free matches. So, what we're doing here is the same shit we were gonna do in the match, but I'm just set up to test instead. Subscribe with the 5 get the subs. Thank you, man. GG, I guess. Well, the title is still true. We are going to work on Ray. We're going to work on Bad Batch versus LV. And I'm going to do some VOD review for SLK. Because I had a really good match with that last week. That was like almost 65 banners. And then 2 just full fucking crash out and burn. Yeah, I appreciate you, Scrub. This is broken. Please don't be broken. But yeah, we're in position. We even got a 75% DR on the Barris. Shut up. Stop pinging. But yeah. Alright. Paw Patrol just really cares about the community, I think. That's what it is. They're like this game's stimulus check system. They give out free droid brains, they give out free wins to GAC. That's how they own you. Have some free shit. Okay. We do not have defense. We have a bunch of protection. And honestly, like, this is what? This is the last week of 5v5. So I think something weird is happening. I suspect the stuff we were doing with Jocasta in the past might actually just end up being, like, the final shit that you end up doing with Jocasta. I think it's going to be Temple Guard, Mace, Depa. We did not crit, so she is not losing Inspired, but GK is not taunting either. So I actually kind of suspect that, like, all the shit on this Kron is kind of like the tools that we're going to have for 3v3. So normally I'd be like, man, of course we haven't seen the full team yet, but we, at least for 3v3 side, we actually maybe have. And before Mace doesn't have a leader ability? I feel like this has to be like an Inquisitor situation, right? You're going to have one GAC lead and one TW lead. But there's already been a lot of GAC Omicrons, so, like, what the fuck? Temple Guard really does not do much outside of GAC. He's kind of just a stat stick, I guess. Also, I didn't talk about this or think about this. I didn't think about it at all when we were going through the original, but Shakti being able to feed taunt to Temple Guard, I'm not going to say that that's a thing that's, like, you're always going to be doing that. But if you are worried about his taunting capabilities, that is something that this team is capable of doing. Only problem right now is we're just way the fuck behind. GC Macrons, kinda good, it turns out. Dude, it still trips me the fuck out to find out that Ben's TMR is resistible. My life has been, not a lie, could have been a lot easier. I think we just work on GK first. Demagogue's not taunting that often, but it's kind of like the Starkiller shit. Having it taunt at all actually still feels pretty good. And gets some pressure off of Palpatine. This is the shit that you're hoping for. Speedless Temple Guard. Chilling at 75% DR. Yeah. That represents the main problem here, I think. Ben solo was kind of the fucking problem. Although, so basically what we're hoping for, I think, if we get handcuffs on Ben, it's gonna buy us time from that happening, but it would still eventually happen. We could be shock healing on Kelleran. We'll heal Barris because KB has the blocker at full health. So the damage is pretty good with this set, with the extra protection rolls. We have protection, we don't really have defense. I wanted defense, but it happened to roll protection, so I was like, fucking, like, if you say so, man. Jocasta's ramp does not feel that good. And I don't know that, 15% TM per special is gonna change too much there. What it'll do is it'll put you slightly ahead on, like, setting nuke off, but to be honest with you, especially because you don't have 75% DR here, like, dude, even now that it's sitting in the inventory, now that CG fixed it, I'm still just like, this doesn't pass the spell test, man. We don't have Light Side Bulk, we don't have 75% DR, we don't have defense or protection or any stat here. Any idea how to beat Darkrai focused Datacron on defense? Bane is a point of curiosity, although I suspect that, and by suspect, I mean I saw a match last night that made it seem like it's sketchy. But, like, honestly, at this point, the read might just be that Bane needs to get, like, more serious, right? We're kind of just used to Bane plus trash. Like, maybe you try taking it to see Bane, maybe you try taking it to, like, Bane Savage type shit. The problem is I don't know how Darkray's pre-dispel interacts with Savage, but if we can get Savage to work fine, I would imagine he would help accelerate you a bit on like obviously Terminator is shut off, but damage and regen, and crucially eating the Ray basics. Hello. We're not eating the microphone. But yeah, I like even just like Sith Empire Trooper might be all you need. I think we just really need to not give up our second man. That's kind of our main lever of power against Ray ults right now. I'm just gonna call it Ray ults. I feel like we all understand what that means, right? SLK started back-to-back ultimate, no way of hitting him. I mean, pragmatically speaking, we just have to try to keep our second man, right? Alright, we're gonna play left-handed. This is surely fine. I don't know, I mean, if it's not Bane... JMK I have some question marks over, but as always, like ever since Darkrai got printed, I just live in fucking fear of Snips getting poked. Which, like, I know back when Darkrai came out, there were people saying, like, okay, Snips got poked once, but it was still winnable, so I guess maybe it's like Snips getting poked twice is like the checkmate. But her assist is just, like, insanely valuable. Bane LV? That's just, like, over budget. Or at least you would hope it's over budget, right? I mean, the landing, yeah. He just wants to chill. He no longer wants to chill. Alright. I have my hand back. I don't know, I mean, is there anything... that we could do to, like, replace Snips? We just need a... assist dispel that opens up the advantage for a minute. Yeah. Shakti weakest, I guess, but you had to have someone else assist to be able to proc that. And the problem with Shakti weakest is that would be the last attack in the chain. Crucially, Ahsoka tees up the other person. Buzz. Mirror match timed out. Gas lead, JMK Snips. I don't remember the distribution of... Buddy, that's my lunch. I don't remember the distribution of what's on the lead and what's on JMK Unique. He's got the targeted mastery. Okay, he does have the double up assist. Wouldn't you be kind of worried that Ray can kind of just sit down gas fairly easily with the true damage though? Bud, what on earth are you doing? Buzz. I don't know. JMK, I think, like, at least mechanically has the best chance, just fundamentally, but if Snips gets poked, it might just be, like, looking over. I will also say that JMK right now, with this next set coming, once Conquest comes out, like, technically speaking, we do have, Plo Koon for JMK, that you could have Plo 75% DR. Park your butt. He wants to explore. Like, to what degree that's gonna work, I don't know. I don't have an R9 Plo either. But it is more tanking capability than we'd usually say. Just plugging in ADR gonna stop that. It's gonna buy you time. Anyway, let me try the X-Cron. I don't have high hopes for this. I guess perhaps it was also a bit of a dick move to like post the hardest team imaginable for myself here. Like GK is kind of a nightmare. GK and Barris and Cal. But Jocasta doesn't really have a hard time dealing with Ezra. Like genuinely this would be more scary to me. Look, man. Go to sleep. Don't eat the fucking microphone. Stop. Enough. What is Jocasta's base crit chance? Wait, especially no, this card doesn't have a crit chance. I'm thinking of it everything. You little shit. Stop it. He just wants attention. He just wants to play. Yeah, that is an R9 pretty... I mean, he's not on hell sets for Warwind, I guess, but that is a full bulk double guard. It's not gonna cut it. That is his extra life. Why aren't you... Toxic Nor level 6? Isn't that on the Barris then? Yeah. I just think... Like, if I ran to the comp this week, I think it would just be hard fucked. Even with the juicy Omicrons. GK Barris is... Or GK Cal, or any combination of the two. Just slows shit down so much. Alright, dude, Gremlin. I'll try 3v3. You enough. We'll do cow. He doesn't want to do anything, but he wants to do everything. Explain that. I'm going back to the proper. Yeah. I believe this is correct. Like, I know Killer and Back 9 ain't shit, but... Is that a long Vanguard level 6 with roll bonuses? I'm getting it mixed up between the two. That's uninspired. That is his interior shit. Don't ask why I didn't aim for inspired there. I don't fucking know. But we did not get the 75% DR. With his shielding, he will be able to tank this first hit as long as Ben... Well, Ben ignores protection. I think I'm doing that. Man, the fact that crit immunity just re-upped. Timing sucks ass, but we just need any protection back. Second life? Everyone is below TM. She had threshold, but... $200k hit. So crucially, this Kron did not roll good defense. Not necessarily indicative Omicrons are off, but this did feel better that we didn't have handcuffs. I think the biggest thing I noticed... What was that where Temple Guard just, like, missed everything? Was that, like, OG Cal giving everyone foresight? But I thought that was like 15 plus stack. We lost a lot of healing for missing that would actually be kind of a nightmare. But I do want to run it back, but just to make sure. Like, if it's Ezra and Cal spot, I think we're pretty fine. Okay, 10 plus stacks is Foresight. Each special ability used by each other character, including allies. Okay. Again. Aside from the fucking Jocasta crit chance issue, this is driving me crazy. But it's not an issue because the moment that she transforms, you don't give a shit about it. But, ma'am, where is your insight control? So this is where I used it before and nobody got hit. It happened again? What the fuck? What am I missing? I'm gonna aim at Ben specifically just for the healing. No lifeblood. And defense down. So normally he would be at 65 health. Temple Guard would just kill him here. Oh, we did get inspired off him. It's too late to apologize. I know we got like some pretty decently high base tenacity going on here, but still, what the fuck? That sucks. That one misclick on Ben earlier is actually just gonna make it impossible to kill Cal now. I mean, the nuke can't be evaded, but there's the 30. Which, like, our basics are pretty decent. But I don't know if they're decent enough for what we're looking for. I don't know, man. Jedi Guardian slow might not be a thing. Sheer virtue of it's not lining up well. Like, we need the man to be invincible. Let me try saving the mass for one turn. Okay, why is everyone evading this shit? They didn't this time. Just can't crit, man. She cannot crit to save her life. She only gains like 50% on the sniper rifle, I think. They all had tenacity down and we only land one? I mean, she's a man. What are that two? Okay, what if? Let me just back out of this one. Ma'am, just crit once. That's all I ask. Now you did it. When I need it least. And now you don't. I hate you so much. There was a decently sized call to actually use the mass assist there just to get his protection shield up, but we'll just take the extra life. That gave her a whirl. If we could just get the DR to line up, I don't think this would actually feel that bad as a power duo. We're just basically playing without a level 6 right now because it never hits the key thresholds we need. We need a speed change, maybe? Let's try slowing Cowling back down a bit. And maybe play a little bit more cautious with using the mass assists. Like, it's clunky because we kind of needed to get the Jocasta sniper right now, but if we're trying to set up for the Ray 3 lock, 301 to 287. Well, that's just better. bar park around here. Save the heal. We're still not there. Maybe it's turbo. Like, I know this seems ridiculous, but literally the entire matchup just boils down to how many whirlwinds can you eat along the way to kill them. So, the pursuit of this will actually just help solve the matchup. Start with this. Not great. Less than ideal. Any port in the storm? I guess it's you. Yeah, I'm good. Not even close. There's a world where we actually have to worry about being on a speed arrow. Normally wouldn't be that big of a deal, but for Keller and Beck, it actually kind of matters. Ironically, if we had the speed up on basic from the bespoke Datacron that I've been shit talking, it actually might have helped. What is with this raise evasion? Like, actually. Who are you? We were over. What is happening? I'm like pretty positive we were over. This Datacron level 6 has been bugged before, but CG had fixed it for the most part. Alright. Alright, let's pull it up. I'm glad I'm finding this out now and not week 1 of 33, but yeah, I definitely saw it like no sell some shit. I wonder Keller and Beck level 9 damage reflect is somehow like fucking it up. That's like not even ambiguous. That's just. Yeah, he just took full damage. Let me pass this along real quick. I'm gonna be honest. 75% DR was like the entire angle for me wanting to workshop this, so the fact that it's not working makes me kind of just want to move on to LV. Unfortunate as it may be. I won't knock myself. One LTH earlier when he was already below full health. Still took 500k. Was that like 6? I mean, the way it's been bugged in the past is that there was shit like, oh, you're just, you can't see. I'm just climbing that plotter. I'm getting to LV. How come we haven't won yet? Sorry, feels like it's gonna get really oppressive. I mean, it just creates a, armor's race for how to solve it, right? Where am I heading? Rank 5. It looks like there's more now, but I don't. The dude I was. Ooh, defense sets though. You're speaking my language. 294. 79% armor is a little bit low, but. PDHS, solid. Eh, triangles are tough. Maybe we try on this guy. The mods aren't like perfect. There's like plenty of room for improvement, but it's still. Although ironically, for today, Scorch might actually not matter at all. For the communion, no, you should just stick with that. The shadowy organization, the communion. 231. Yeah, maybe we do go with this one. How's your oppo looking? Hey, he's fine. I almost bought a refresh that didn't exist. I'm too fast. Just on principle, I guess. Basically, the question that I have for this week, leading into next 5v5, is before this current 5v5 season, there was the makings of a super team strategy. It's not a super team meta, I don't think. Like, it is counterable. But it was at least powerful enough that you had to respect it, which is, like, all I'm really asking for. Does Ray Kron tip the pile over? We got Ahsoka, which I guess arguable, debatable, but I do think she is in a pretty decent spot. LV clones. Bamcron will be gone, crucially. Darkrai better stuff for offense now instead of health primaries. Well, frankly, I guess to start, the main thing I would say is usually when a bonus turn cron rolls around, I just take all speed off. I know there's any situation where that could hypothetically backfire, but I'm inclined to say no. Yeah, but Canada. So basically, all that's happening with 3v3 is that 3v3 is slipping into the problematic scenario that 5v5 has just solved for. The thing that's happening in 3v3 now is actually ironically caused by what also made it. So 3v3, right? You can't build teams that have everything. And for the longest time, that meant that defense was way more potent because offense teams couldn't necessarily, like, do I need to, like, step in here? I looked away and Crew's dead. We just need to, like, kill Appa, right? I would imagine. Aren't we supposed to have Taunted Corn? When we have advantage or some shit? I guess not. Job done. But anyway, so that's why 3v3 defense was viable for a good long while, is because offense teams just couldn't have everything. But now I think we're just seeing enough teams that are just good enough with their core 3 characters on offense that now the issue is flipped. That 5v5 is kind of looking at a super team meta, and 3v3 just can't keep up with it. That, like, the path for 3v3 to recover a bit is going to be we just need teams with, like, a really, like, strong, synergetic 3 core characters. Kind of seeing it in, like, LV Oppo, I guess. Like, maybe it could happen with Mace, Depa, like, plus Temple Guard. Because Temple Guard's captive is cute and all, but fundamentally, removing one character from the board, I feel like would matter way more in 3v3 than 5v5. In 5v5, you could almost just walk into a fight against Mace, knowing full well that, like, yeah, you're gonna handcuff one of my characters, but I'm just gonna make my weakest character someone who I don't really give a shit about, or it's just like a stat stick. And then you're just like, okay, well, who cares? Like, the captain might as well not exist. Temple Guard loses a lot of value. Alright. So, we confirmed last week that Batcher, well, not what I meant to say, but kind of giving away the goose. We confirmed last week that Scorch Omicron does stop the normal Scorch opening kill sequence. So now, more or less, what I'm thinking is we would need to see, while Oppo Datacron is still active, if we go batch or if we go for DCT. The actual question that I have for these tests today is what happens after DCT is dead? Because I still fully suspect the way this fight plays out right now with the Oppo Datacron is that LV gets to ult, and we just kind of get fucked. LV ult itself is not the issue, but with Opocron, they just take enough turns and gain enough stacks that it's just like very difficult to keep up with. Maybe let's just get into the match, honestly. There might be like an angle or two that we could try, but I mostly this is more just like a survivability test. Can we snipe DCT and then chill is kind of the key question here. All right, they're asking for video. Pretty sure we've seen damage reduction working in other contexts, but I can't say for sure. As color, I'm back level 9. Okay. I guess there's the question of whether Hunter actually needs to be here. Hunter over Omega may be interesting. Honestly, I just wish Batcher wasn't an attacker. It would be so easy to feel so much better about this squad if Crosshair calling Hunter always went back to Crosshair. That would just be like pretty good. Does support Chroma do Batchet? I do not have it. I do like target practice 100% should count as a buff. So like it should work with it in that way. We don't have that many supports though. I mean, not to say that we couldn't just like throw an Echo, to be sure. It's definitely on the list of possible support Crown abusers. But I would imagine that other teams will just do it better and more aggressively and earlier. So this is the issue with Apocron. Potentially, I might start having Omega self-casts her heal just to give us some longevity. Wait, how are we still at 12 disarm? Wait, what? It's not Crosshair 9? Plot twist? They're so similar on stats. Let's just have a mega self-cast and see where that puts us. Wait, did Batcher miss as well? This fucking dog, man. And the mark is gone. That is the Batcher experience. Is Scorch taunting? Yes. Is this match already over? I'm sorry, man. There are some people out there who really apparently love Batcher. I don't think I'm one of them. The Hunter Mask was less. The Hunter Mask was weird. Let me just try, like. I was thinking about this earlier. We might as well just confirm. Problem is we need the 25 speed. I just don't know that this is possible for us. At least not at that speed. Alright. Surely we won't get dodged this time then. I mean, if this was already an issue, then it would be concerning in itself. Batcher doesn't assist like Omega does, so we have less stacks by the time that it's actually go time. Exhibit number 32 on my issues with Batcher. Yeah. So because we have 8 stacks here, that Omega wouldn't have started building extra target practice, we could just miss this. Wait, no, why aren't we losing Shaken stacks? Am I losing my mind today? We did Hunter Mass and didn't gain any stacks, but we clearly... Or maybe it wasn't marked because... It's probably not marked because there's no Omega. Because Batcher is dazed. Okay, we need to change our turn order a bit, I guess. I mean, maybe he dies here anyway. But it's not optimized. So now we just park here and wait for death. We only have 9 target practice. Is there any arguments for anything? What if we just try to pick up CX? Like, we lose our stacks, but, like, fuck him in. Let's just go shopping. We have the choice whether to cleanse, but I don't think we actively need to cleanse, and I think that we might be able to just chill. I mean, we would gain some tempo. No, we wouldn't, because there's no... I'm just setting basic. Hitting the mark right as the mark disappeared is fortuitous. We're not feeding Appa much on this line, which is good. "21 stacks is like a pretty good point to go for a wrecker kill shot or scorch kill shot. See, I don't know if that was actually worth using the cleanse there. They're at 8 stacks now. We had to remember Scorch Omicron. But at the very least, this is like where we would want to be in terms of stacks. That was actually a misplay here. I know we're out of time, but I've been spending a lot of time thinking, like, trying to piece my way through. Also, all these almost dead anyway for my troubles. I think we just don't cleanse. I think we don't need to worry about cleansing. Once we take care of DCT, then CX, I think we take those stacks, because we can't mark on the Nightfall. Every time it dies, the mark will go away, and we just risk losing stacks. I mean, we wouldn't lose stacks, I guess, but I don't know. I think we go DCT, CX2, Scorch, Nightfall, LV. Oh, this is an R8 LV. Doesn't matter. Let's try the old squad. I got seduced by defense sets. I was blinded. The turn order is still fucked. How would we fix that? Thatcher... slower than Omega, I guess? Slower than Omega before Hunter would work. But the problem is that actually could backfire later. See, this didn't line up this way last time. Oh, wait, no, yes it did. We just throw away our stacks. We just don't have that many. Probably should not have used Omega Stealth. Did we just not land Mark? Wait, is it resistible? Oh my fucking god, this dog, dude. This dog. I'm trying to be charitable here. This is like the one time where things kind of worked out. Inflicts marks, which can't be evaded, so can it be like evaded? Like the evasion mastery just has a percent chance to fuck us up. We could save Hunter Mass. Dog? I feel like he's about to lose Mark already. And it's gone. Oh, but it came back. That was the key timing. But that happened consistently twice. Crosshair getting evaded by CXs. It's real fucking tragic. All stacks gone. Like what matters more than anything else is that we're stable, that we're not like under pressure. But now, like, all of a sudden we're like straight up just having like time conversations. Yeah. If it was like a Batcher guaranteed lock taunt, then maybe we're having that conversation, but it's not. I don't know. This is like decently promising. But I don't know. We can try like. The problem is the optimization that I have would just like help kill DCT more efficiently. I don't know that it'd actually like fix much else. Right, we can make sure that we have target practice for Hunter Mass. Let's try not going for CX. Let's see if we can just comfy chill on Scorch. Did not even kill. Alright, remark them. So now we just try to kill or chill here, build up a bunch of stacks, and weather the storm through. Like, as long as we're just chilling and not pressing any buttons, I don't think they have kill pressure on us during LV ult. Well, record has failed the moment that I said that. Hmm. Well, so much for no kill pressure. Yeah. This is... I thought that we would actually die sooner, to be honest. It actually gave me, like, a slight glimmer of hope that it had happened yet. But this is kind of what I expected for, like, a Batcher slow roll. Probably needed to cleanse. The moment that we hit cleanse, though, when we're sitting in LV ult with ability block on, we're just gonna get slammed by Oppo stacking, I feel like. If Batcher was just like a better unit, kill DCT, kill CX seems so clean, but it just doesn't. I could try it, but like from how it's played previously, historically, that's my expectation. We could try resetting Batcher. Another failed kill. And we lost a ton, so we lost a stack. Holy. This team feels so much worse. It feels so bad. Not bad, but just like this fucking dog, man. Okay, what's the copium here? We can mod Batcher to go after Omega before Hunter. Let's just try it. She's 320, Hunter's probably 319. No, he's not. Oh, he got yoinked. We can do better. 317, sure. We just sent him with that. That's exactly what I'm looking for. I don't really give a shit about his armor. Optimal modding. What? No. It's still correct. It's still correct. So we mark and then self assist into hunter mass. Right, that is optimal. But now what? If Omega's faster, how did I play the opener? I don't want to just like burn this attempt, but I want to back out. I fucking hate this dog so much. How are you the one character that has an unresistible non-combat that isn't available? Accuracy arrow? That's fucking true, actually. God, man. Wait, I don't care about the defense. Just I need port to the storm. I'll go back to 3D9. 6 is a bit harsh. That's not an accuracy arrow. After careful review, I can confirm. Omega self-cast. Why not, I guess? We're throwing stacks away anyway, so what we do here doesn't matter. Aren't we supposed to have 100% accuracy against mark targets? What am I doing with my life? Is it only plus 100% accuracy while he's shaken? Can we kill one Nightfall Trooper? Nope. By the way, isn't this bugged? I don't know why this isn't incrementing up on our first few dispels. Yeah, didn't CX2 have mark? Or had the mark already expired at that point? I guess I can look. Well, Crosshair's already had a shaken at that point. But I thought that you kept the bonus 100% accuracy past that point. He had mark. LV hasn't adulted yet. There's no, like, crazy mastery gains that would go, like, over 100% evasion that I could think of. Just double check the code. Yeah, it's not a part of, like, the shaking clause. So I don't think it would go away the moment the shaken is gone. Submitted that as well. How's testing been? So it's weird. The Batcher angle simultaneously like looked promising at first, but there are just so many asterisks that it's hard to feel good about it. So getting DCT out is definitely buying time. That like if Basher just had like any more sauce, I think it would be a winning way to go because we could get to the mid game, we could get a bunch of stacks to go for a kill shot on Scorch Omicron. But because there have been so many hurdles, like I don't know, let's try this. Disarm on crosshair. We will see if that matters. Yeah, so like shouldn't when Omega self cleanses here, shouldn't he be at like 8 stacks of Nightfall? If we had Tauntador, we could just like disarm on Oppo or something fast. I don't know if it matters too much. Technically speaking, we could try swapping over to like the Tauntador level 6, but I feel like Crit Avoid is doing so much for Wrecker here. There's no stagger. Like if we do it here, I imagine they would go to 8. 7. Are the locked dots stopping it from counting as being dispelled? Because they would have gone to 8, but Wrecker hit the locked dots and it only gained to 7. That might be another bug. How nuts would it be to just like throw away all these stacks right now and drop it on CX? Whatever, let's just try this. More stacks. Yeah, see, now he's at 12 stacks. Like, now we're just gonna get cooked. Like, I really think that a lot of Bad Batch's power in the Apocron matchup is how much staying power they have that you don't need to be dispelling that often. I'm really just trying to find the point where, like, when do we have to dispel? Well, that's new. That's like the Dream Oppo, you mean? Well, it's new because he has fucking 15 stacks. It was not killing us prior. Huh. What else is there? So the problem is, if we're on this no cleanse angle, I actually don't know that Omega offers all that much. Omega felt great when the plan was to kill Scorch. Omega would feel great if we could get access to Nightfall Trooper repeatedly and just manage the stacks that way so that it wouldn't matter if we're spamming cleanse. I don't know that I would say that a Hunter is like absolutely required here right now, but is there anything better we can? That I don't know. Is there anyone plug and play? Problem is the plug and play would also have to be chill with just chilling in front of LD clones, which is kind of a tough ask. I also don't know if there are that many plug and play characters that aren't like galactic legends that would also like be able to help push kill speed. A bit slow, but let's just try this on for size. Where's the locked heal block coming from? I know Record 2 automatically dispels heal block, but locked heal block would still stay, so where is this suddenly from? Oh, because he's Galactic Republic, maybe? Ah, motherfucker. You rat bastard. That should have been record basic. Okay, but here comes the turn. Now Omega tanks. And Wrecker surely survives this. And now that he's dead, he comes back out. We're in it. Mark is already gone. Good job, dog. Behold, a new one. This is Loki. Also, even though we're juggling, I think this is kind of cooked. Maybe we try saving Echo, maybe? Nah. We might need to speed up Wrecker if we're actually taking this seriously, just to, like, try to get the shit off of him. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure my theory is correct, because that should have sent him to 4 Nightfall. So as long as we have locked dots on us, we can't stack Apocron. We can literally just do whatever the fuck we want. Yep, still at 3. Confirmed. Fucking see it, bud. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, like, at the very least, this is pretty promising for post Apocron. If we could just play the video game post Apocron, like, even if Omega going for Scorch, because Apocron, if anything, Apocron is kind of sandbagging the difficulty of killing Scorch, because Apocron's, unless you reroll, like, everyone's Apocron is pretty much just on sheer damage stats. Which means that in the future, LV teams will be able to pick up bulk, which means that going for Scorch first is pretty unlikely. It also means that Batcher, like, ignoring Scorch repeatedly, if we can actually get to the point where it feels decent, could hold some promise. From what we found today, I guess my number one concern would be, let's say it's a bulk run, the team has have more bulk. We've already established that, like, Batcher can't just constantly be on, like, okay, that guy just got go next. It sounds like he's, like, taking a bonus turn with cooldowns reset or whatever. My biggest concern would possibly be, okay, what happens when we're just, like, having to wait for Batcher to mark? Or maybe we just don't care. Maybe this is just we use Batcher to get DCT and then we just, like, We traded our Badger for their DCT, and now he's just kind of a deadweight slot, but like it should be fine enough. Like maybe at this point we try to just like scam out CXT or whatever, but yeah. It's tough to say, man. My respect for Batcher has somehow simultaneously gone up and gone down. Batcher is worse at doing the things that I thought that they were able to do than I thought. But also, we've lasted so much fucking longer under LV ults. Because it, like, just straight up, it didn't matter that we weren't using Omega Cleanse. We were just kind of comfy for the most part. Not forever. Obviously, we were on a timer. Not clock timer, but, like, kill timer. But I expected that mid-fight scramble to feel way worse than it did. Like, that was actually, like, worth pursuing. Problem is, I don't know how we pursue it past this point, aside from just see you when Apocron disappears. I wouldn't mind putting Batcher somewhere else in the meantime, anyway. Alright. Last order of business. We need to figure out what went right on these matchups so I can understand what the fuck went wrong for next time. I'm just gonna have to like VOD review against myself. So we chose the 50-50 bulk with the tank revive, I think. Yeah. I remember vaguely how I played it the last few times. Or last few times. I did poke on Scorch, that wasn't changed. Amy Scorch for mastery still, yeah. I feel like I would have Hux Masked on DCT here, but I swapped back to Ray. I was swapping back to Ray even... I think I'm playing this largely the same. What's different? Why do I get the feeling the answer is going to come down to like enemy unit speed? Pogo on Oppo, I respect it. Defang the team. What's the reason to go out to GCT and not Oppo? I mean, maybe that's incorrect. DCT still puts out massive damage threat, right? Even against Darkseid. If the target enemy had order 66, deals massive damage when attacking. Yeah. That's probably the reason why. If you're saying that like it's better to just go after the nightfall stacks, that definitely could be the case. They have shotgun themselves anyway? Well, but you don't have to be in stealth. Does he? Yeah, no, he does not. Alright, compare it to... So this time I did not choose the 50-50 Quran, but I know we tried it on round 3 and still lost, so I'm not gonna focus on that too much. Book underscores the same as before. Dark Ray reset, same as before. I don't know if DCT outsped my rate last time. But she gets a heal off of it anyway, so I don't know if it's that big of a deal. Aiming CX was maybe kind of jank. Disarm on SLK possibly matters. So what's the inflection point though? DCT going before Ray, I guess? I don't know if it's like the difference that matters. It's a difference maybe. But resetting DCT so that they get shocked. Is this creating retribution, which makes things unpleasant for SLK? We don't even get that counterattacked. The shock is stopping them from getting retribution for the most part. So I swapped to SLK in the last fight, and I don't in this fight. But we don't have advantage anyways, so I don't know if swap would have been that good. Yeah, we swipe here, so swap would have just been on basic, or it would have been on level 1 ult, which would have given Ray ults. But she's at low turn meter. Which, like, yeah, she's got plus 50% speed, but I don't know if that's still significant. The big takeaway here might just be to, like, try speeding up Ray a bunch. Like, my Ray was modded to be posted on defense going into the week. But yeah. I don't know if I fully subscribe to that, but it, like, some of it seems like enemy AI targeting RNG, but Ray outspeeding DCT does seem like. And then, yeah, on top of that, like, probably I should be focusing on Oppo more. Oppo first seems worthwhile. Like, we'll see if it flows out past that point to try to, like, you know, I don't know if they can kill Foss from the massive damage or whatever. Like, it's an R9 tank. Massive damage isn't exactly massive. So maybe I'm putting too much respect on it and not enough on Oppo. If we're disabling his Nightfall or his Coruscant commander. Interesting. I mean, the speed margins seem tight enough that, like, I would have to assume that a sufficiently fast Ray will just always be able to go before DCT. If we're determining that that's what matters here. Or something worth caring about. Well, cool. Alright. I think it will be calling it there. I'm in like fucking KOTOR 2 mode. Respect gained, Batcher. Respect lost, Batcher. Yeah, don't know. Anyway, we'll be back next round. We're almost to the weekend. Just keep going. Yeah. Take care. Later.